Hi Luxury Home Show, my name is Drew Michael Scott of Lone Fox and welcome to my Los Angeles home. I want to invite you guys in. I'm going to share with you where I get a lot of my inspiration and create a lot of my projects. Okay, so this is my downstairs, and this actually used to be a duplex, believe it or not. I opened this archway to connect the two units. This goes upstairs here, but downstairs you're gonna have to come back for because I'm just getting started on it, and there's gonna be an episode 2, so make sure to come back. But let's head upstairs. So let's head on into my living room. This is what I call the grand living room, mainly because the cathedral ceiling in here is like the main reason I bought this house. This is actually a 1929 Spanish style home, and it has the original cathedral ceiling with all of the painted details on the beams, which I loved so much when I first saw this space. And I also love all of the original plaster work that's on the walls. So I knew I wanted to just keep that, brighten it up with some paint, and that's what we did in here. I also, which was fun as an additional element, did these built-in bookcases in the back, and these are actually just like IKEA bookcases that I trimmed out, so it was a pretty affordable project. And on top of adding the bookcases, I added stained glass doors. These were not here, believe it or not. It was just some cheapy, more modern style glass doors, and I decided that I wanted something that just felt older, something reminiscent of this period of the house, and I found these, which were actually taken from a 1920s Spanish home in Pasadena, and we installed them here, and it's just been so nice having it. It creates such a beautiful glow at night, and this room is just so cozy at night as well. I love this space. I took a lot of inspiration from the architecture of this house to decorate, so I took a lot of the colors and materials and styles of Spanish style architecture and added that through like some of the furnishings. I used a lot of different iron, wood, like rustic materials and a lot of vintage elements, but I still kind of like to mix them with things that feel a little modern, like this sofa, for example. It's a more modern style and it's curved and boucle, so kind of that juxtaposition between the both is something that I really love in design. All the shelves and just like everything throughout is majority vintage that I've collected from flea markets, thrift stores, random spaces around Los Angeles. And another addition in here that I didn't talk about was actually the chandelier. There was no light in this space when I first moved in, zero lighting at all in here actually, so we ended up adding a chandelier. They drilled through the ceiling and into the beam, which was crazy, and I found this one is a 1920s that was pulled out of a Long Beach Spanish house. It was being taken down, and then, you know, I needed it, so we ended up getting it, and I love the way that that looks. And another great space off of the living room, which is kind of cool, is this little bonus room. And this is the only room in the duplex that is not mirrored, so this is like a little extra room. And this room actually has one of my rugs from my new collection with June Laloy. I love this rug, it's the Kenny. And this room I just did moody. I love green so much, so I wanted to kind of contrast it with this Italian leather sofa. I love the ruching on this. A lot of people say it looks like a sausage though, but you know what? I don't see it. I mean, I kind of do, I guess, but I also don't really mind it because I love sausages. So anyways, love the art above as well. Framed this out, got this at a flea market. It's like a really cool constellation of a horse. Again, something kind of that feels a little modern mixed with all of the little vintagey elements. And yeah, I just love how dark this space is. I also added the ceiling in here to mirror the ceiling in the living room. There was only just two little chintzy beams in the middle, and I was like, you know what, let's bulk this up a bit. So I ended up doing all of the paneling and kind of creating this coffered ceiling in here, which at nighttime, again, this just creates a very nice, like cozy, dark, moody kind of lounge vibe, and that is what we use it as. So let me take you out to the dining space. Here we are heading into the dining room, and I love this space. It's probably one of my most lived in spaces in the house. And something that I really find as inspiration to starting a room is choosing like either a solid focal furniture piece, which in my case is this table here. So I kind of built this room around this table because first of all, it was 1,000 pounds. So I needed 4 different people to carry it up the stairs. So it was a big task. We got it up here though, and I love the way it looks. It's just such a stunning table, actually made from 1800s railroad ties. Crazy. And I added a tapestry, a bunch of elements, and again, materials that I love kind of throughout the Spanish style of the house, that we have the iron and the chandelier, a little bit more of like a modern take on a Spanish style chandelier. And I just love the way that this room turned out. I also, a lot of times when I'm starting to design a space, I'll use a rug as inspiration. So like this rug here is another one from my collection, and this is the Solvang rug. And it is just like such a nice rug to pull colors from. You can take a rug with a bunch of different colors throughout and then pull bits and colors from those to design your room. And I've always found a rug to be a nice source of inspiration to kind of start a space as well, because I'm always asked how I start a room transformation. And something else that was never here was this arch. This used to be a wall. So what was behind me was a butler's pantry here, and then the kitchen's over here. But I wanted to kind of create this more open feeling of a coffee bar. So that's what I did. I painted the cabinets this dark brown color, which is Van Buren Brown by Benjamin Moore. And a lot of my followers at the time were not happy with this color choice, but this kitchen, I will say, has been published so many times. Like, it is so cool to see how many people love it now, and how the brown kitchen trend really is like, not trend, but brown kitchens have become such a thing. And I love it mixed with the contrast of the marble that I did, some open shelving, and yeah, this is my little coffee bar. So it's a really nice space. You can have a little seat at the dining table, and yeah. Here we are in the kitchen, and this was the first space I transformed in the house actually, and it took me a solid like 7 months to do this room because I work on all the projects pretty much myself now with my assistant Justin as well. But I plastered all the walls throughout this space. It was covered in floor to ceiling, like gray tile. That was just not the vibe. And so we plastered it, added this range hood here, did marble on all of the walls and backsplashes and countertops, and even created like an integrated marble sink as well, which is a super cool element. And yeah, this is just such a great kitchen. Another really fun vibe is this copper dishwasher I did. This went viral on social media, and I wrapped it in a sheet of oxidized copper, which actually still kind of patinas as you use it, which is cool. And then through this arch, I love how like wide this arch is. It's a really cool feature, is the breakfast nook, which is another project that I spent a lot of time on. I taped this entire room off and did this like diagonal stripe, which a lot of people think it looks like sun rays kind of coming through, which I love because this room gets so much light in the daytime. So it's really nice to be in this space. And I created this table here. It's like a tile top table that I glued on top of a planter and then glued on top of a rock, and mixed with these really cool Alana Gore chairs. And this room is just like such a mix of vibes, but it's really unique and cozy. And we spend so much time in here. This is actually my roommate's favorite room, and she's always in this space. On the other side of my kitchen is actually the laundry room, and these are this was like a little apartment laundry room, but I maximized it. We actually kind of pushed it back a little bit, and I created a Zalige countertop on top of my washer and dryer, and I love how this looks. It just adds a lot of impact, and we have a hanging rod here. You can fold clothes if you'd like to, and it's really simple. I also ended up doing all the tile by hand in this room, so I did like a herringbone pattern. I meticulously laid this all by hand and did like a little border, and I even made sure the border went in front of the washer and dryer, which I love. It's really nice doing projects yourself because you can ensure that you get exactly what you want. And yeah, this laundry room's simple, but it's also high impact. So let's head out to the hallway so I can share with you the bedrooms. So right off the kitchen is the hallway area. This connects up all of our rooms, and the hallway, I actually had fun in here because I was like a boring hallway. So I did high gloss red doors and matched it with like kind of a pale yellow wall. And I love the vibes in here. It's just so cool. And yeah, why don't I just share with you the first bedroom over here, which is actually my roommate's room. And I call her my roommate, but we've lived together for 10 years, believe it or not. And I love this room. We actually had to play into the bounce back of the red neighboring home. So I did that because when we bought the house, this was white all in here and it just always looked pink. So I decided to plaster it this like kind of caramely brown color. This is Warm Suede by Meoded, actually a color that they named after I did this room. And I just love it. It looks like a soft like stone, and it's just so vibey in this room. It really has such a nice feeling. And then this is where she sleeps at, some nightstands. This is another rug from my collection. I love this one. It's a Montecito. It has like a distressed look to it. And then we did some kind of natural blinds over here. And a majority of the furniture in this room is actually from Lulu in Georgia, which I love their furniture. So let's head back out to the hallway and I'll take you into the guest bedroom. So something else really cool about this hallway is that it actually has a skylight. We are on the second floor, so that's kind of cool that we have a skylight here. I hung a lantern from the skylight actually, and this is the original sconce that was in the house when I bought it. So I just left that because I love the style of it. And yeah, this is a hallway. It's just like really a fun space. A lot of people like taking photos in here. And so let me take you into our guest bedroom. In the guest bedroom, I wanted this to kind of feel like a little cottagey room, like away from Los Angeles or something. So that's the vibe I was going for. And I did a cool like daisy green wallpaper in here and matched it with all the trim throughout. And I did this really, really old Victorian style Eastlake dresser, which is great with a marble top, and actually created like a headboard that mounts on the entire back wall. I really wanted it to kind of feel almost hotel-esque, but at the same time, like handmade in a sense. So I love the vibes in here. I also have these leather nightstands and just these lamps that have these horn shades. So a lot of collected pieces in here that really make it feel special. So that's the guest bedroom. If you'd like to come and stay, just let me know and you can come. Here we are in my bedroom, which I actually did probably the most recent out of every space that you've seen. And I love this room. I'm in here so much. This is actually probably the space I'm in the absolute most. And in this space, I actually painted the ceiling a kind of ochre color, which is really nice. And then did these two little navy stripes on there. And I also redid this cabinet. It used to be like a minty green color, and I painted it to look like wood. Actually, this is not a wood cabinet, it's just paint. And it has my TV in here. That's actually where I store my TV, which is kind of cool. So it's just hidden away. And I also have used the bottom as like a dresser, which is nice. And over here, I have this little IKEA vintage lounge chair, which I love. And my dog, Winston, he's obsessed with this. He's always like lounging in this little lounge chair here. And then here's his bed. This is where he sleeps. Well, actually he doesn't sleep here. He sleeps in my bed every night, but he has this option as well. So we do have this for him. And then this is my bed. And I love this bed. It is from Crate and Barrel and Jake Arnold. It's just such a really pretty mohair bed, and I love the shape of it. I actually found these lights on Facebook Marketplace, believe it or not, and that pretty much is my bedroom. And I just love how I was able to transform my house. Like, it has been such a fun journey to make over every single space in here and keep a really super like luxe and elevated look, but also do it on a little bit of like a budget-friendly way. I'm able to incorporate a lot of my DIY and like artistic qualities and create things like the copper dishwasher and my brown painted kitchen cabinets and this wood piece behind me. So I love introducing handmade pieces and just things that don't have to cost a lot but look super high-end and expensive in the end. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and touring my home on the Luxury Home channel. Make sure to subscribe for new videos and also for episode 2, which is coming very soon once I finish the downstairs of my home. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Hi, Luxury Home Show. I'm Dr. Jason Diamond.
And I'm Dr. Jessica Diamond.
And I'm a facial plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills. Welcome to our beautiful home.